Whoa, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. Kind of the first, maybe second time working on the truck, but it's gotta happen. I gotta get my oil done. So that's what we're doing today. We're giving this old 7.3 a good old oil change. I just did the tie rods, ball joints, and all that crap for suspension wise. Next thing we gotta do oil. And then I'm gonna go ahead and order up some 6.0 headlight housings. So the 6.0, the difference between the 7.3 and the 6.0 headlights is this is all connected. So rather than having 1, 2, 3 separate housings, it's all one piece. It's gonna get rid of that nasty yellowish look. And then after I get the headlights, we're gonna get some new wheels for this. I'm looking at some 22 by 14s, honestly. And then I'll probably put some spacers on that. Because the 7.3, the axles are the wheelbase is so much shorter than like a 6.0. So it just kind of looks stupid, honestly. But other than that, yeah, we're gonna get this oil change. So the first thing we kind of need to do really right now is we're just gonna go ahead, open up this cap up here, smell it. Really curious to see kind of, you know, what this oil looks like. I think I've maybe changed it maybe 5,000 miles ago. So it shouldn't be that old or that dark in color. I'm hoping it's pretty clear. And I'll sleep good as long as there's no metal shavings in the oil. Plus, I don't care if it's super dark oil, as long as there's no metal shavings. Because I'm always maintaining this, so I always put in the hard work to try and make this thing last, you know. So we got some Motorcraft, and then we also got a Motorcraft filter, and we've got our nice little trusty oil catch can here. I love these things. Always make sure the cap's off. I keep forgetting to do. Put some windshield wiper fluid in. I don't buy windshield wiper fluid. Pretty much just put a little bit of Dawn dish soap and water. Attempt to just, oh yeah, let her rip. So it's pretty much full. Oh, there we go, it's full. Had windshield fluid in forever. Second step we're gonna do is we're gonna take the drain plug out, and then the third step, we're gonna go ahead and unscrew that oil filter. My amazing girlfriend got me these gloves, because she's always like worried about my hands because all the oils and stuff. So I'm glad I have these right now, because hot oil on your hands does not feel good. Neither does oil in general. Where'd my crescent wrench go? This always happens. Found it. Hoping I can get this with a crescent wrench. Oh yeah, we're good. Close. This holds 24 quarts, and my truck takes 15, it says, so we're chilling. I'll show you guys a little hack I do. After getting the drain bolt out, I like to take something like a sharp screwdriver or anything that can puncture about right here. I like to poke a hole, let this drain before I unscrew it, so it doesn't get everywhere. I would say. Just kind of create that hole, just like that. Because, you know, I'm replacing it, so it doesn't really matter. So we'll let that drain out and start unscrewing it. Hopefully I can do it with my hands and not need a wrench or anything. I could not unscrew it with my hands, so we've got big wrenches somewhere. Alrighty, got the filter off. Oil is fully drained. One thing you gotta want to make sure when you're putting these drain bolts back in, there'll be a little crush washer, and as you can see, it's a little warped because when I tightened it last, it crushed this washer. That's why it's called a crush washer. Creates that seal. So if you were to go put this back in, it may work. Most of the time it would work, but over time it would leak. So just go pick up the right diameter crush washer and just replace it. Super easy, super cheap. Makes it so you don't have to replace it in the long run. This is the crush washer I was talking about. I'm gonna go ahead and replace one of those. I have a 2003 7.3, it's an M14. This is my new Motorcraft oil filter. What I like to do, put a little bit of oil in there. Also, lube up this ring. It's just a preference, you can do whatever you guys want. Okay, we went ahead and lubed up this ring. It's pretty much done draining, so we're just gonna go ahead, put this drain bolt back in. Before I forget, make sure that this is tight. Not super tight, but you don't wanna strip this out, it's aluminum. So, nice and snug. And then this, go ahead and get that all screwed up there. 2003 7.3 is calling for 15 quarts of oil. We're gonna go ahead and let it sit for a minute, let all that oil drain down into the motor. We're gonna go ahead and put the stick here. I'm gonna put that in like a minute. Should be ready. It's a little high, so we're gonna go ahead and start it up, get it, you know, into that oil filter, because obviously it's dry right now. Go ahead, start it up, and then put a little bit more in. Leave that cap open, then I can test blow by. Didn't even know this thing locked. Watch that oil gauge, make sure it builds pressure. Right there. There we go. Took a little longer than I thought. It kind of scared me for a minute. So checking blow by, you'll take your oil cap, flip it upside down, put it on top of the port. As long as it's not blowing up, bouncing off that, you're good. So we're good. It's just sitting on there. It's a little bit, obviously, because there's going to be stuff coming out of there. That's why it's moving. As long as it's not like bouncing up like that and flying over. So that's good. Blow by is good. Now that the motor has ran, I'd assume all the oil's in its crevices and cracks, and so we're gonna just check this, see if it's still high. Okay, there you go. So obviously it dropped a little bit, like I said. This is what you want to do. Make sure you always start the, rig up after you put oil in it, because it's always going to drop. So it needs to go up a little bit. So we're going to add a little bit. We're just going to put it all in. There's not much left. Run this one more time. And just like that, guys, oil change is done. It's the next day. We're gonna go ahead and tackle this portion. We gotta get this place cleaned up. I am getting a commuter car, which I'm hoping that it's gonna fit in here. It should. It's gonna be tight. I am gonna have to take apart some of this bench area, which sucks. Sure, gotta figure it out. But yeah, I'm getting a commuter car, hoping it's gonna fit in here. I'm not gonna tell you guys what I'm getting. A car that's gonna get me from point A to point B, so I don't gotta use my truck all the time. which is going to be a plus. It's also going to be kind of a little project in the works. I have a couple parts coming for this car, suspension wise, wheels, tires, bumpers, stereo system. So it's going to be a whole video that I'm going to put on for you guys. I think I'm going to try and do it in one day. For you guys, it's going to be one video, maybe a couple days for me. But I want to keep it into one video so it's just entertaining. When I did the snowmobile videos, rebuilding the motor, I feel like it was just too spaced out. I didn't have all the parts here in one place. They were, you know, I was putting the crankshaft in when I didn't even have the head, you know, with me. So I had to wait another day for that and make another video. And I don't really want to do that. So it's going to be one video. It's going to be awesome. So stay tuned for that. Turn those post notifications on. It's going to be pretty rad. I'm hoping it's going to fit in here. So we got to clean this up because I'm getting it next week. This is mainly where I'm going to be doing all the work, and I'm going to need the space for sure, doing the suspension. So we're going to get all this cleaned up, get all of this pulled out of the way. I'm going to get my pit bike somewhere. I don't know where I'm going to put it. I'm trying to sell the sled to get this out of here. I just don't have room, you know. I'm going to keep the go-kart, but for now, we're going to go ahead, get this all cleaned up, and we're also going to be swapping the motor today, hopefully, as long as the mounts work, as long as they're the same mounts. We're going to be swapping the motor, getting the new Ghost motor on this cart, because that one I cannot get started for some reason, and the exhaust is in the wrong place, and with this, it's a little smaller, so it's just going to be a win-win. So yeah, we've got a lot of stuff to get done. Oil change, so let's start tackling this. One thing I do want to do is I want to get this oil that I took out of the truck, put it in these oil cans. Gotta get these mounts off. I'm just gonna kind of place this motor in here, see if this will even, how this fits. It's gonna be about the same, so hopefully this mount it'll fit. All right, let's switch those mounts over. Go ahead, put them in the same exact spot. Kind of getting lucky here. These mounts are pretty dang close. Which is very nice. The only thing I'm missing is a Predator Ghost accessory kit. So I'm gonna pick one of those up at Harbor Freight and we'll be ready to rip. Okay, first problem we have here, this washer's not fitting. So I am going to simply not even use a washer. Don't think it's necessary. Boom, boom. Boom, boom. All right, now we gotta switch over this clutch. Hopefully this just comes off. Honestly, I have no idea how to get that off, so. This was exactly what I was looking for. So this one, the Life and Motors, these clutches are different, and as you can see, this is probably shot, if I'm being honest. But I ordered one of these clutches, like I would say a year and a half ago, way before I bought these motors. These are just one of the things you need, so I just ordered one up. It took me about an hour to find, but I knew I had it. It was in my room somewhere in a box, and it's the right key pattern for this crankshaft. So we're gonna go ahead and attempt to put this bad boy on. Let's get these bottom brackets in. All right, guys, got the motor swapped. That's a junk motor, just gonna throw that away. I'm just gonna clean up off camera. It's gonna bore you guys out. So that's gonna wrap up this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, you know, watching the oil change. I know it's boring stuff, but this is kind of like behind the scenes and everything I kind of do on my off days if I'm not riding dirt bikes or hanging out with buddies. Or tomorrow, stay tuned for that video. We're tearing out a couple driveways, so stay tuned. Turn those post notifications on. If you guys enjoyed, hit that subscribe button, it helps. And give this video a like and comment down below your comments and concerns. I love to hear them. So let me know. See you guys in the next video.